They actually reached out for help from me, and guess what? Of course I helped. What's going on, everyone? Happy 4th of July if you are celebrating Independence Day. I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe day. But let's go ahead and jump into the video. This, I believe, is one of the most important videos I've made in a long time, and I ask that before you come to any conclusion on my actions or myself, watch the full video. So let's go over what's going on, though, for those who may not know with my situation. On the 28th, Rogue tweeted out screenshots of messages from me in Toofy's Discord, which has tons of cheaters in it. Now, those who watch my videos, you all know I'm in those servers. I have interviewed Toofy, and I have shared information that wasn't known about cheaters because I was in this server. I have made that clear in prior videos, but a lot of people weren't aware of this clearly. In those screenshots, I'm saying things that definitely were not okay to be said, where I'm seen talking to the cheaters about creators' reactions and other things. A lot of the times, it's me being a D-bag to try to fit in. My goal in the server was to get information, and they had a lot of information. The server was full of trolls, and at times I would say like hyperbolic, over-the-top things that were just weren't true to fit in and to get information. The public was being fed info from the dev team about what was going on, while actually things were much worse than they appeared, and my goal was to find out any information I could and share it with my audience. For me, whatever I did in that server was worth getting information for you guys. However, I have since reevaluated what I was doing in there, and I don't think it was okay. I crossed a line in some places, and I want to apologize. It wasn't okay for me to partake in what was going on. I didn't feel like I was encouraging cheaters in any way at the time, but clearly that's not the case. My actions of laughing at reactions of pros or even commenting on things such as them live in Prize's chat talking to him, while I thought was innocent poking for information, it could definitely encourage them, and I apologize to those who feel I may have misused any trust they had in me. Moving forward, I absolutely 100% approach how I get information for my viewers differently. I want to explain why I was in the server along with how I was approaching it and what my involvement may have been with Respawn or EA. In December of last year, I found the server that Toofy was on and I joined it. The reason I seeked out Toofy was because of how rampant the cheating had gotten, and every creator was tweeting about him or making videos about him. I wanted to know exactly what was going on from his perspective, as we were told by devs they were working on the issue and it would be resolved soon. After approaching him, he agreed to do an interview about what he was doing, how it was easy to bypass Apex's anti-cheat, and how the devs could not stop them. I shared that interview with my audience. However, the drama with the cheating didn't stop. It soon escalated to players being forced to box at the end of matches, pros putting Toofy's name in their username, and tweeting about how Toofy owned ranked, and even renaming the game Toofy Legends. The problem kept getting worse, not better. Not only that, but new methods of torturing players were popping up every day. The devs would patch something like being able to get into pred lobbies with brand new level 1 accounts and then announce it like it was a big fix. And minutes later in the cheat server, they would make it clear that all you had to do was be level 10 now to get into pred lobbies with the bronze account. And the problem would just continue. I would see clips of infinite charge rifles and floating players on Twitter and paste them into the cheat server to see what people in there would volunteer about it. A lot of the times I would get replies like, "Oh my god, they're using X cheat again with the floating script, ha ha ha," and it would give me more information that I felt I could glean some kind of insight from. This was my approach to gathering information, be part of the conversations with them about what they were doing, and many times they were willing to give information about everything. I was actually banned eventually from the server because of this. I was taking things they revealed and sharing the information with my audience because I wanted my audience to be much more informed than anyone else's. You may say, well, what about where you say you gave out glitches? Well, that was actually me telling them that I gave glitches to pro players. At the time, the pros were running into slow-mo servers and it was ruining ranked even more so than the cheating. I knew of a private glitch to crash a server, and I gave it out to a few pro players that I trusted would use it in the right way to crash a game that was slow-mo so that everyone in the server was freed from it instead of having to just dive off the edge of the map and lose RP. Many of them did in fact use it for this purpose and this purpose only. The devs can only fix things so fast, so I felt I could possibly help in some way and left it up to the pros' discretion on whether or not they used it. I've also seen a screenshot of me talking about how to crash a server in the Discord. This screenshot crops out the prior message where someone else says how to do the glitch, and I repeat what they say to explain the technical reasons behind why it's happening. I'm not the one actually telling them how to do it. The only reason I knew about the glitch was because Twitter was full of pros showing clips of it saying please fix. I don't hunt down glitches anymore. I leave that to the crazy child geniuses like iCops. There is absolutely nothing I could teach these cheaters. They know way more than me. They know way more than Respawn. Some of them are way smarter than me, and they knew how to do things I didn't even know was possible. People want a witch hunt of these guys, but some of them deserve to be hired, in my opinion. Think about the attacks that one mining guy received from devs that forced him to reveal DMs of the devs supporting him privately while calling him out publicly. Or the hate that is thrown at data miners such as Garrett, someone who leaked, Shrugtall, and glitch hunters like iCops. These are extremely smart people that are figuring more and more out about the game every day. Maybe work with them to improve Apex instead of attacking them randomly. Maybe not in every case, but there should be better ways to approach things. Even look at today's attack on Apex by the Titanfall community. I mean, this is how the government approaches things. Why shouldn't Respawn approach the same way? There's also a specific message where I'm saying to let me know when you're streaming, and I'll tweet it out to get viewers. Look, Toofy streams his cheating every single day for hours, and not a single time did I ever tweet out such a thing. I was bullshitting with bullshitters. That was my approach, and clearly where I was wrong and how it may have influenced them. Remember, I'm not a pro player. I'm not an EA-sponsored video creator. I find information, whether that's through data mining or speaking to pros or hackers behind the scene, and then I report on that information. I like to keep everyone informed, and when a pro player told everyone Toofy was in jail, everyone took that news and ran with it as if it were fact. That's not the way I prefer to operate. I prefer to do my best to find out if information like this is valid. That's why I was in this server. Toofy was of course not in jail and was not being charged with anything, and I was able to bring that to light. Not to defend Toofy, but to just have truth out there. You may say, well, you're reaching out to ask Toofy if these things happen. How can you trust that Toofy is telling you the truth? It's not just Toofy I speak to confirm things. However, him daily live streaming his cheating kind of also made it clear he wasn't in jail. And the person who originally started this rumor also admitted he was mistaken. But on top of that, I was actually the entire time speaking to devs about the issues, and they would at times make it very clear to me that Toofy had not been prosecuted in any sort of way. While the devs told the public that they had everything under control, those who were buddy-buddy with the devs made it seem like this season we would have some awesome fixes for ranked cheating. That obviously wasn't the case. They actually reached out for help from me, and guess what? Of course I helped. But more of that later. In fact, I had been working with EA directly already to help put a stop to the hackings of the EU tournament and locking out of pros from their accounts, the actual thing people were accusing me of doing on Twitter or of causing. I saw that the EU tournament was having some weird bug where their servers would have issues, and then also some weird glitch would happen that locked people out of their accounts for a little bit. The tournament directors announced alongside EA and Respawn devs that this was a bug that they would resolve, and they would then reschedule the tournament for the next day. They did this multiple times, causing for people to lose a lot of time they had cleared for this tournament. I noticed that the cheaters were speaking about this and was able to narrow down that it wasn't a random glitch. It was a very high skill level hacker that was causing this. No, not Toofy. I reached out to one of the top pros from EU that I felt was very respectable and informed him, hey, you're being told this is a random glitch that will be fixed, but that's not the case. You won't be able to start the tournament tomorrow or the day after, and I told him I would see if it would be possible for me to help in some kind of way, and I kept him as updated as possible. In the process of this, I was able to speak to the hacker about what was happening. What from the outside was being announced by the devs as a glitch they were resolving turned into the EU players that were informed of what was actually happening by me, wanting to negotiate with the hacker, and me setting up talks between the hacker and EA and Respawn to eventually lead to the attack stopping. Not because Respawn fixed it, but because I was able to get talks to happen to help resolve it. A developer told me that a fix was eventually applied and found, but by then the attacks had long stopped. I did not at all want credit for any of this and never spoke about it because I was just doing what I felt was right. I love the Apex Legends scene. Most of the pros are amazing people that if I ever had a chance to help, I do my best to do it. Whether that was helping people get talks with Glitch so they could get paid salary contracts to help to support their dreams, or spending weeks creating an accurate rank site and tools for streamers, or doing things like this behind the scenes. The next argument will obviously be, well, what about Toofy? Funny enough, the devs also approached me about helping with the Toofy issue too. which I of course helped with. In fact, while it's being said that I encouraged Tufi to cheat, I actually did the exact opposite. I encouraged him to stop and told him that while this may seem like fun and games, he was causing people actual harm, especially the streamers that he was torturing, and he could eventually face legal problems. He had demands of Respawn just like the tournament hacker. The details of that aren't important, but I want to make it clear what my intent was. Now, I have had people say, why didn't you do what the other guy did that was in there and get information about Tufi to give to the devs? To that I say, I'm not the internet police, man. I also don't work for Respawn. I'm not here to ruin people's lives. I also do not think it's very ethical that the devs accepted doxed information from a random person, and one of those devs even follows that guy now. A random person who also privately was laughing at things like hideouts being fucked with by hackers and wanted me to set up meetings between Shiv, Tufi, and him to create content for my channel. When I didn't comply with the drama he was wanting and promoting of his doxing videos, he then turned it against me saying he would expose me, which made it clear this guy wanted attention badly, and I definitely didn't react kindly. I don't attack people, even when it may be easy. I don't make the water got him exposed videos. I try not to be the person who judges people in their personal life or lead to attacks on other people, especially considering this is a video game. I also try to iterate that the devs should never be threatened or verbally assaulted for things you think about the video game, nor should we attack them in any way to get them fired or anything like that. The reason I cover up the names of the devs I speak to is because they have real lives. This is their job. I would never want to compromise anyone's security or livelihood because of a video game and the drama in it. I also always expect them to act in the best way to protect Respawn. They will never be on anyone else's side but Respawn's, and to be honest, I think that's totally fair. People then use this as a chance to bring up my past to help pile on. A past I admitted to, and if you're a normal viewer of my channel or streams, you probably already know about. When I was a kid, I developed cheats for games and sold them. This was like literally 15 years ago. I was actually underage during this time. However, once I became an adult, I realized how dumb it was what I was doing and the impact it had on people and on companies. I stopped creating cheats, I stopped playing video games, and I went to college and completely built a different life. Fast forward to my late 20s where I'm at now, and I discovered Apex. What sucks about this is that I shared this information with my audience to say that you can realize you made a mistake in the past and grow from it. I 100% do not use cheats and do not think you should use cheats in video games. I don't support it at all. For those of you who have been sending me DMs calling me a cheater, I literally don't even have a 20 bum or a 4K, and I've been playing Apex since season 1. It's kind of sad now that I think about it, but I don't support boosting, I don't support DOSing, and I definitely do not support cheating. I saw people also use this opportunity to bring up that I leaked a spoiler back in January of 2020 for the season 4 reveal of Revenant. Something that I later realized is not the way I want to do things. I apologize publicly from there. I realized my impacts on the Apex community, and I never leaked an insider leak again or promoted them on my channel or shared leaked lore from Quest. Actually, I for the most part stepped away from even data mining except for passively doing it for fun or to bring my viewers more details on already leaked things. What this makes me realize though is that there are people who do not want apologies or changes in actions. They will forever try to bring hate towards you no matter if you change or not. It doesn't matter to them. You can't please everyone. All I know is moving forward, I have to handle things better and continue to learn from my mistakes. That's all I can do, and that's all any of us can do. If you made it this far, I want to thank you for giving me the respect to hear my side instead of immediately attacking me. I do not excuse the things I did in the server to go gather information, but I felt I had to defend the fact that I was not actively trying to hurt the game and was actually working to help. For those streamers that believe I was doing stuff to promote you being attacked in some way, I apologize, and I really hope that you can forgive me. To my audience that continues to support me, you guys mean the world to me. You guys have no idea. I know people want to know how they can support me through this, and the best way, honestly, is just hit the like button on my videos and leave love in the comments. And of course, be subscribed. I did take a huge financial hit from this that I'll probably not recover anytime soon from, so if you insist on wanting to do more to support me, you can join me in private streams for my channel members by clicking the join button under this video and becoming a paid member of the channel. I just wanted to be clear though that I do not blame Glitch for dropping me. This is my fault. I brought this on and I deserve the consequences for my actions. I appreciate all of you guys for listening, and I will catch you next time.